So I was on YouTube and I found this channel called Peter Canine Dog Training, and it amazes me how stupid people can actually be. And people don't bother to look up the ADA law and think that, well, it means that I can take my dog with me if it's trained. That's not how it works. People need to understand service animals, specifically service dogs, are medical equipment, not pets. So he's talking about how people bring their untrained dogs that are obviously not service dogs into stores and trains and stuff like that, and how we need to do something about that, which I completely agree on. Perfect. Yes, we need to make some new laws that don't allow people to do this. And then he's talking about how he takes his service pigeon and takes her on trains, and you can't take animals unless you pay a fee to take them with you. That's not how the ADA law works. It's a law, okay? It's the federal law. It's not something that, it's not a suggestion, okay? According to the ADA, only animal that are considered service animals are dogs. Okay? Dogs. There's no pigeons, there's no cats, there's no birds. Period. The only other animal would be considered would be a miniature horse, which are grandfathered in. But you cannot just bring a horse with you. That does not work. You can't bring a pigeon with you and say, oh, it's my service pigeon, because it's black and white in the federal law that only dogs are considered service animals. So I put a few different comments on there, and I'm gonna put the video on here as well, and probably the link, but I'm gonna put it on here. So I said, according to the ADA, only dogs are recognized as service animals, which is true. Miniature horses are grandfathered into this law. Pets aren't service animals. No other animals are service animals. You can't just take them because you want to. Service dogs alert to diabetes, seizures, asthma, and much more. They help people, they help the blind, and they help people in wheelchairs have independence. They are highly trained, not a monkey that you don't want to leave in your car. You should educate yourself on the ADA law. It is the law. Emotional support dogs that don't perform a task, that the sole purpose is to provide emotional support, is not considered a service dog under the ADA. People, yes, there are emotional support dogs, but if that dog is not trained to perform a task, so by task, there's different things they can do. They can alert to take medications, alert you to when you're having anxiety or something like depression. But if their sole purpose is just to be there, that's not to be, that you can't train for comfort. You can't train that. And you also can't take therapy dogs into stores. You can't take them into the movies with you. It doesn't work like that. Therapy dogs are for like hospitals, and that's basically it. Okay, they're not service animals. Okay, they provide comfort, not medical necessities. So I also say cats and birds and any other animal are not service animals. According to the ADA, only dogs are defined as service animals. Service dogs are not pets. They are medical equipment. Going online getting meaningless credentials doesn't make it a service animal. They are medical equipment. They are our lifelines. Just because your pet is cute and you hate to leave them at home, that's too bad. They're not medical equipment. Anyone can go online to get a vest or tag or certification. Those don't make it a service animal. It's the years of intense training, not a piece of paper. I ran into a fake service dogs, which I talked about in a previous video, with my real service dog with me, and the dog was lunging, snarling, barking, growling, and trying to get to my $25,000 dog that was trained for 2 years. Leave your pets at home where they belong. Is that so hard? And apparently it is, because there seems to be a lot more fake service dogs than there are real. So, of course, so his response was, I understand the point about your point, but my dogs are trained. Okay, any dog can be trained, okay? And I should be allowed to take them wherever you can take your service dog. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Service dogs are fucking medical equipment. Get that through your head, okay? Your pets are not service animals. Your pigeon is not a service animal. So he says small horses have been used to as guide animals, and anyone can get a psychiatric animal and can use what they wish. I don't understand, because obviously he didn't do this right, but it happens. ADA is not the authority. Really? It is the fucking law! It's not, I can't even think of the word. Give me a second. It's not a suggestion, okay? It's not a suggestion. And he said monkeys have also been used as service animals. No, they haven't. People can take monkeys to stores. Oh, it's my service monkey. Oh my gosh, she has to be allowed here because here's her paperwork and her tag, and she even has this cute little vest on her. Isn't she so cute? No, 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 no. It is not a service animal. Dogs. That is it. And the only other animal are miniature horses. But you can't get a miniature horse today. You have to get one before the ADA law started to have them grandfathered in. Oh my gosh, people! Dear God! Is this so fucking hard to understand? It is ridiculous how many times I try to explain to this person that it doesn't matter. It's not a negotiation. You can't take them with you, and I bet you do. I bet you do anyway, though, huh? Because the law doesn't apply to people like that, because he's an animal trainer, right? Because that was the name of him. What was his name? Peter Canine Dog Training. Dog training? If you train dogs, then the hell you should know what the fucking ADA law is. People need to understand this shit. It is not hard. And if he's a dog trainer, I bet he's a lousy one.
Subject to service dogs. I see a lot of people on the subways that have service dogs that it's clear that they don't need them. It's more about being able to transport your dog and take it places. And I think that it's atrocious that we need to get, people that have pets need to go buy fake service dog credentials, meaning they're untrained dogs and everything. It's clear that they're untrained. They have no training. But because they paid $49, then they can take the dog on the subway. I would qualify for handicap parking. This is true. I was hurt in the military. I need a new hip at this point, a new knee. I'm in chronic pain. But if you saw me with one of my animals on a train and I said that it was a service dog, it would be all bullshit. I don't need a service dog. I don't need a service pigeon. And I've considered getting credentials for my pigeon Remy, because I take her everywhere. I'd like to take her on the train sometimes. You can't take animals unless you get these, pay the $49 and get the credentials. So what I'm saying here is that I think that it's absurd that we need to do this. And it's also absurd that a lot of people have these credentials and say that their dog's a service dog when it's not. It doesn't have the amount of training it takes to be a service dog, which I've said this before, it's about 2 years. 2 years of training. So if it was my choice, I'd say, if I was mayor of New York City, I'd say anybody that has an animal, take your dog, cat, bird, wherever you want to take it. Here's Remy right now. Wherever you want to take it, but if it gets, if it makes a mess or something, you got to clean it up. you know. And if it misbehaves or something, if it does something like that, if it bites somebody, you're responsible.